getting angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. No. That's not the right one. What? That's a different superhero. You're supposed to be doing Deadpool or Wolverine. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. With great power comes great responsibility. No, that's Spider-Man. You got that from Spider-Man. What are you doing? I'm about to do it now. Wakanda forever. No, just stop. This is terrible. Watching you do this is terrible. All of it is terrible. It's just ugly. Ugly? You think I don't know that it's ugly? Listen, bub. I'm the best there is at what I do. But what I do isn't very nice. That's it. What are you talking about? That's Wolverine. Yeah, I'm about to do it right now. No, you just did it. That's the quote from... Can you just be quiet so I can do this? All right.
It's pizza time.
Start the video. So, Deadpool 3 just came out. I saw it. Wasn't bad. I liked the action, but it got me thinking. Since I was doing a series on how you would make money if you had superpowers, how would you make money if you had Wolverine and Deadpool's superpowers? Now, what are their superpowers besides the main thing we're talking about today, which is the healing stuff? Wolverine has the claws, and he also has the adamantium skeleton, which pretty sure is not part of him. I think it gets added to him. So really his innate power is just the claws that come out of his forearms. And other than healing for Deadpool, he has I think that's about it, actually. But both of them have a similar power, which is the power to heal. So that's the one I want to focus on, since it's shared by both of them. They both can do the same thing, and not just heal from cuts, full-on regeneration. I'm sure if you saw the movie, or you just know about either one of these characters, people should know about Wolverine, because he's been popular with the X-Men, years ago, a bunch of movies. Deadpool, unless you're counting that one from the X-Men that was terrible, more new, but I'm sure plenty of people know about Deadpool and his abilities now. So being able to heal from stuff, basically unkillable. So what we're gonna do today is, how would you make money if you had these powers, these healing powers? I guess for this video, I'll just call it a healing factor. So how would you make money if you had a healing factor? All right, let's go. Okay, the first thing is a stuntman.
What is it? What is it?
Now, this type of work is very dangerous, except it's not, because you have the power. So it's not. It doesn't matter. You can do anything. And you know what? It would be realistic, because when you're in the movies, instead of using CGI and all this other stuff, which CGI has definitely been getting better over the years. However, it's still very, very obvious when you see CGI. It's not like it's so realistic you can't tell that it's CGI. So you could take things to the next level, because you can do all of your stuff real time, all you need is a camera and just capture it, and you can break as many bones for this movie as you need to make a good shot. And you can kind of do other stuff too, like say there's an instance where there's a shot needed where you are supposed to lose your arm or not have an arm. Well, if you not supposed to have an arm for that scene, then just cut off your arm. Not a problem. You can grow another one, just like SpongeBob. You would be the ultimate stunt double. But let's pause for a second. What about the money? According to the internet, the average stuntman income is between $50,000 and $70,000. However, the upper limit is $250,000 or more. Well-known or working with huge films, if you really made a name for yourself, you could command $500,000 or more. It's $500,000. But you're special because you can do things that no one else can do. And because of how special you are, perhaps you could command a salary that's way higher than any stuntman in real life could do. So it's possible that you could command a salary of $1 million. And that's a good chunk of change. Starting off strong, aren't we? Yep. The next thing is an extreme sports athlete. You know, things like bungee jumping, snowboarding, skydiving, rock climbing, hang gliding, slacklining, paragliding, and riding a bicycle on a skate park attached to a hot air balloon over 2,000 feet in the air. Now this is living life to the fullest. These guys are true daredevils. They wave at the face of death all the time. But besides the thrills, how would you make money? Well, sourcing the internet again, the average annual income of an extreme sports athlete is between $30,000 and $80,000. That's average though. The high end for well-known people with sponsorships, brand deals, winnings from competitions, endorsements, you add all this stuff up, about $500,000. But at the elite level, when you get to the top of the top, I'm talking merchandise, TV show appearances, all this stuff, video games, think like Tony Hawk, then that would bring you to about 10 million or more. That's 10 times more than the highest end of the stuntman that we just talked about. No doubt, a crazy chunk of change. But you want to know something? Just a bit ago, I talked about how these guys are daredevils and they wave their hands at the face of death and all this stuff. They do it for the thrills. If you can heal from anything, there are no thrills, because you're never in any danger and nothing's ever really happening. So nothing's ever gonna happen to you. So that might take the thrill out of the whole thing. But it definitely won't for the next thing, which is combat sports. Think like boxing or MMA. Think about it. You wouldn't have any career-ending injuries or anything like that. You could fight back to back. You can heal, recover instantly, have multiple fights, which means more money. You could also heal mid-fight, which, now that I think about it, if they knew that you could just heal mid-fight, they'd probably ban you. So for this, you would have to hide your power and make sure they don't know about it. And so long as they don't know, you'd probably become like crazy popular. And even though you could fight back to back, you probably wouldn't want to do that, just because it would be kind of sus. Like, wait a second, a normal person would need to recover from this for a long time. I mean, a fight the next day, that doesn't seem right. So you might have to play the game a little bit. Can't just go full force with your power, but you'd still be able to do it more than someone who didn't have this power. Plus, you wouldn't get those career-ending injuries. But anyway, let's check out the money. For this, let's go right to the richest fighter, Floyd Mayweather. He's gotten over 100 million from a single fight. Estimated net worth between 450 million and 1 billion with a capital B. Or a lowercase b, I guess it doesn't really matter. Also, let's go over to MMA. It's pretty good too. Conor McGregor, he's also earned over 100 million for a single fight, and an estimated net worth between 200 million and 400 million, according to internet. The average boxer has about 4 to 5 fights per year. So if you had 5 fights and each fight was 100 million, then that would be 500 million per year, which completely blows out of the water. Holy, what it blows out the last one by a lot. You see how it just skyrockets from the last thing, which itself skyrockets from the thing before that. We're really getting up there now. We're really getting rich. We're really getting to the money, but we're not done yet. The next thing is a real life super soldier. Someone who could fight on the battlefield for days and stand tall. A symbol of strength, a hope for all of humanity, or at least whoever he's fighting for. Now, I will say, when it comes to super soldiers in fiction, it's not looking too good. None of them are very wealthy. Steve Rogers isn't rich. Bucky isn't rich. These poor popsicles aren't rich. This guy isn't rich. These professional activists aren't rich. None of them really have any money. But let's just think about this. First off, I've heard the average salary for a lieutenant colonel is $90,000 a year, which definitely doesn't blow anything that I've talked about before. But consider this. What if, instead of just fighting for whatever country you were born in, you went on the market and offered your services to whatever country wanted to have you in their army? In that case, a soldier that could never go down and never die and could push beyond the limits, because even if it breaks their body, it will just come back. Who knows how much a government would pay for you? Maybe they'd pay millions, maybe even $1 billion to have you a part of their army. At the end of the day, I don't really know how much you could get with this, so we're gonna have to leave it there, unfortunately. But this final method beats everything. That's right, I'm talking about being an organ donor. Not only does this method make you the most money, but it also uses your power the most. It pushes it to its absolute potential, because with everything else on the list, it's possible that you could still do it, but to a lesser degree. Like, you could fight. There are people that fight. You could be a soldier. There are soldiers that exist. There are stuntmen that exist. All of this stuff is possible, but to a lesser degree. This is the only thing on the list that it just can't be done unless you have this power. Unless you have the healing factor, this is impossible. And that's, of course, donating your organs. You could donate body parts and then just have them regenerate and then donate them more. So let's break this down real quick. A heart can be worth around $300,000 and takes about 1 to 2 hours to extract, but closer to an hour. But to make things easier, let's just say it takes 1 hour and 15 minutes. People typically work 8 hours, so you could give 7 hearts in a work day. That's $2.1 million in 1 day. If you work 5 days a week, that's $10.5 million. That a month is $42 million. And if you worked all year, that's $504 million in 1 year. That's better than everything else on this list. But I will say that the last thing was 500 million, so 504 million is only 4 million more than the last thing, being a fighter. But a couple things here. One, the time estimated was 1 hour and 15 minutes. It takes closer to an hour. That's what I got from research. But if they're not caring about you at all, they could just cut out the whole part of your chest where the heart is and then make more cuts later. And maybe if they rush it, disregarding you but still taking care of the heart, it would take about an hour exactly, or maybe even less, I don't know. Also, you could just work longer than 8 hours. Also, you could work on the weekends. And also, the most craziest thing about it is that you'd basically be lying down the entire time. All that's happening is you just laying there and them taking your heart, and then you heal it back, and then you just continue to lay there while they take another one. It's like the maximum amount of money for the least amount of work, which is just, it's perfect. How could you get any better than that? It's better than everything on the list. It requires less effort than everything on the list, and it gets you the most money out of everything on the list. It's easy cash, easy money, easy chunk of change, and will make you crazy rich. I'm talking crazy rich. Anyway, so that's how you would make money if you had a healing factor like Deadpool or Wolverine. It's a shame that these guys aren't rich. I mean, in the movie that I saw, they don't seem rich. I mean, they travel multiverse or something. What's happening? Did I already forget it? I mean, I don't want to spoil the movie, but Deadpool, what he does for money at the beginning before the movie really kicks off, it's pretty standard. Definitely not $500,000 in a year. And Wolverine just hangs out at a bar. He's like a drunk. I guess he makes enough money for the booze. I don't even know if he has a job. How does he get any money for that? He doesn't work anywhere. Now you really got me thinking. Anyway, at least if there was an alternative reality where I still made this video and you happen to have powers like them, you wouldn't be broke like them. They are not going to their fullest potential. Things could be so much better, but they just aren't. Shame on them. But anyway, that's all I got. If you liked the video, give it a like. It really helps me grow this channel. If you want to see more from me, subscribe. And if you want me to do another one of these things, then comment. And comment what hero/power you want me to go over next. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.